Yeah, dude, she's such a liar, though. I was too stupid to know for 10 years. Never bothered just asking.
Guys, in life, when you get caught red-handed, you can't always blame someone else. I know I had said that always shift the blame to someone else or something else, but that strategy works only when people don't already know what's up, when there is no proof, not when you are in Akaash's situation. Akaash finally responded, guys. Finally responded to the drama. And the rationalization is even worse than I thought it would be. For those of you who don't know what's been going on, Akaash is a comedian, podcaster who went viral recently. He was talking shit against Myron. But then the internet pulled the receipts from his wife's socials. I'm not gonna go into details regarding that drama. I already talked about it. Akaash has been silent, dead silent about this shitstorm ever since. Now they responded to it. And it is so bad. I don't know how, but I guess they felt like they had to address it at some point because people wouldn't let it go.
Poppin' push.
Yeah,
let's just get some definition.
Okay. We're gonna any terms that you might need to know the actual meaning of. Alex is here to break it down.
I thought it was just like dancing, getting dressed up, and maybe that was my mistake. When I got to college, I'm like, oh my god, I can dress however I want, I can do whatever I want.
You can have a roster of frat boys.
But
What does a roster mean?
so it didn't actually translate to a roster. It just meant like 2 guys I was talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it.
That's all.
Yeah.
And when you say hooking up, I think people
When
think you
I
meant
mean
fucking.
hooking up, I just meant making out. Again,
I mean, guys, do you believe this? She claims that popping her at frat houses meant dressing up and dancing. I am not buying that, bro. Oh, it just meant dressing up. You know, that is straight up bullshit. But whatever. I don't believe it, but whatever. And then the roster of guys. The roster she rotated through. That meant just flirting after repressive high school years. Just flirting. Hook up just meant making out. Notice how they are defensive about this. About whether she was indeed a virgin or not. Bro, like, first of all, most people are not gonna buy that. You will, maybe, since you married her. But most people won't. But even if it is true, let's assume it is true for the sake of the argument. Even if technically she was still a virgin, this isn't the flex you think it is. Because she still lied to you, bro, about not having partners. Because making out, eating the dudes out, you know, sleeping, cuddling, doing everything else but the deed, that still counts as a sexual experience. Like, she still lied to you. Her lack of respect for Akaash is stemming from this. She played it off as some sort of prude, right? And now all this stuff is coming out.
Because when I was in college, I dated this guy. You know, he didn't want to fool around when I was on like the heaviest days of my period. Okay, totally understandable. I get that. Great, good news. My period ended. Like, we can like have fun tonight, blah, blah. And he was going down on me. Like, wouldn't you know it, I was still spotting. And also, if you're like poking around down there.
You're saying you're a big old prude.
yeah, literally.
Why do these men who make $60,000 a year talking about gold diggers, you don't have any gold to dig? You don't have to worry. You don't even have to worry about it. It's like, bro, we're not even talking about you, because the guys that are actually in the 1% tax bracket, they want to do like the things that my husband and Nav are doing. They want to take care of women. They don't want us to be stressed. They want to be in our divine, they want us to be in our divine feminine energy. I saw this amazing TikTok.
And it ain't even about only lying, you know, but having zero regard for his career. Talking about all this stuff online, airing their dirty laundry online with zero regard as to how it might affect his career. Not thinking, not, you know, considering, would this lead to people clowning my husband? Would this hurt him in any way? Even if he isn't saying anything to me, would this possibly hurt him? She never thought about that because she doesn't respect him like that. And he's clearly bothered with all this stuff online. Even if he's claiming that he's not bothered, he clearly is. He was aggressive, so aggressive. When you look at his facial expression, it is so obvious. Obviously, all this talk on the internet is bothering him. Which is very normal, man, you know? Which is very normal.
When it first came out, there was no Bumble, there was no Hinge. I met this guy on Tinder, whatever. Like, we were like just feeling like the vibes, and I stupidly was like, oh, you can sleep over, but like not really wanting to hook up that much, because again, for me, like I was just like, okay, maybe we can make out and just like whatever and cuddle.
Is Akaash saying and Jasleen saying.
It's all of us. It's not like
talking. Yeah, that is stupid.
Yeah.
I say you're being inclusive. You're being inclusive.
I thought yes.
It's not a roti.
Like, if you are his wife, why would you talk like that? Let me tell you why. Because she values online clout more than him. This is brutal, man. Lost respect is never found again. The way you start a relationship is very important. It is gonna set the tone for the rest of that relationship.
He was getting a lot of work from MTV. Like his first show was Wildin' Out, and then he did Guy Code, and he was just like on a bunch of MTV shows.
I truly didn't know any other way than like you trick a guy into loving you. Yeah. You have to manipulate and be someone that you're not.
My wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect a lot.
That when you lie to someone, you lose respect for them because they bought it.
Yes.
You fucking bought that?
I fooled you.
You're not going to divorce and take half her money? That's off the table?
No, sadly, no.
Damn.
I thought about it because she's such a liar.
I'm a divorcer to take half my money.
Yeah. And even Akaash knows that she lied to him. 100%, man. When she was telling him, oh, babe, I am a virgin. I had never had a sexual partner. She wasn't telling him all these details. How she was hooking up with a roster of guys. You think she told them about all that stuff before they got married? Not a chance, bro. She told them, oh, babe, I had no sexual experiences, just like you. That is basically lying, bro. Even if she's indeed a virgin. That relationship, guys, in my opinion, is damaged beyond any repair. Because even if they try to play it off like, oh, we are cool, we are, mature, we moved past it. He knows if she lied to him before, she can do it again. And she knows that he knows. I don't believe they are going to get a divorce very soon. It is not going to be soon. They are not going to let the internet win. They will wait. They will wait till everybody forgets about them. But trust and believe. The respect and trust is damaged beyond any repair. You can't come back from that.
One person in the relationship, whoever cares less has the leverage, and we want the guy to always care less. We want the man to always have the leverage.
Childish as
and you guys might not like hearing that.
Childish. So that helped us connect a lot more.
Now, let me ask you this: do you believe her?
I mean, it is so sad, guys. It is so sad that Akaash, as a 32-year-old dude at the time, fell for it. Bro, you are 32. Like, this is sad. No relationship experience. He was thinking all this stuff is just, nonsense. Corny stuff, right? So when the first opportunity came up, he fell for it. All his questioning mechanisms, all his critical thinking stopped because he was longing for a relationship. He was longing for it so hard, he suspended his disbelief.
I met my husband in 2015. I was 22, he was 31. I was very young in life experience, and he was like very young in relationship experience.
Guys, please don't be the guy saying I love you to the first girl you sleep with. Don't be the next Akaash. I mean, I cringe so hard, man. And it is always guys with no previous experience. The guys in the community who had been in relationships, don't do that Lex stuff. Lex, lust-induced cringe max syndrome. But it is always guys with no experience, like Akaash. Because in his mind, all that narrative was just childish, cartoonish stuff. Oh, you are just so corny.
You're not going to divorce and take half her money? That's off the table?
No, sadly, no. Damn. I thought about it because she's such a liar.
I'm a divorcer to take half my money.
Yeah, dude, she's such a liar, though. I was too stupid to know for 10 years. Never bothered just asking. Yeah. So what can you do?
He stops his cope at the end for a second, and he's like, I am not going to get a divorce, but she's such a liar. Bro, you didn't question it. You didn't see it through because you were a free agent. You had been a free agent for so long. The damage had been done. Naivety, this free agency, combined with non-existent SMV, and you got that result. When you combine those two, being a free agent and having no SMV, having poor looks, and the result is this. That is why you didn't bother asking yourself before. That is why you were federalized. And she knows that he knows that she's a liar. The jig is up now.
You're saying you're a big old prude.
Yeah, literally.
Guys, her not being a virgin ain't even the problem. Not the biggest problem, at least. The biggest problem is the trust. Trust is donezo in that relationship. She insulted his intelligence and he fell for it. The reason why she's so inconsiderate online is exactly because of that. The lack of respect. Even if the virginity stuff ain't a lie, I would still consider a woman like her a non-virgin. Even if technically she is. Like this entire I just meant, dressing up. It just meant making out. Bro, this isn't some, this doesn't change anything. You were still promiscuous at the end of the day. Even worse, you still lied to him. Even if we take your word for it, the result is the same.
Do you consider yourself a good gold digger?
Yeah. Because I invested low and waited for it to go high.
He could not have bought
That is
lower.
something that
But
is.
to be fair, it's like I was working too in the beginning,
One
and
of
you
us was
weren't.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to really believe that you guys were poor with his sob stories so we could get Patreon going. I didn't know you're working at a fucking hedge fund this whole time he was spending your money.
Well, I wasn't making that much. I was making like 70 grand a year in New York City.
I don't buy this either. I don't believe this, and the reason is she admits it herself. Says that she met him in 2015 when he was in MTV shows, running shows on TV. Was making 6-digit at the time.
Was getting a lot of work from MTV. Like his first show was Wildin' Out, and then he did Guy Code, and he was just like on a bunch of MTV shows, and he was able to like reach a 6-figure salary, which at the time was really huge for us. But then in 2018, like all of the opportunities started to dry up. He was kind of aging out of the MTV. 3 years later, like around 2017 or 2018, the problem started to worsen because like the honeymoon stage had kind of ended, and fundamental like conflict started.
And when you look at his career, he wasn't really a bum, Even if he didn't have much money, he wasn't really at the rock bottom with the TV show and stuff. In 2015, he still had status. Maybe he wasn't as rich as now, but at least he had status. And his own wife claims that he was making 6 figures before things went sour in 2017.
Okay, the other thing that we saw these videos of was the ducking the kisses. That was those are listen.
These ones piss me off.
My God. That I'm guilty of. I'm
These
guilty
ones
of
pissed
that.
me off, and I didn't like it one bit, and I need you to explain yourself immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you always duck his kisses when there are not people around?
No, not when there aren't people around, just when there are people around. And I never even
That's
knew.
worse.
I didn't
Explain
know.
yourself.
I didn't know that I
Tell
did
us
that.
why.
I didn't know that I did that, so I really sat and thought about it. So I think it's a few things. I think it's like
You really sat and thought
yeah,
about it.
because I was like, okay, maybe it's like the repressed Indian girl thing.
No, that wasn't a repressed Indian girl thing. I think she wanted there to be attraction, any attraction, but there were none. She wanted to be attracted to him because in her mind, that is the right thing to do. That turning the cheek was just a reflex, guys. Reflex, instinctual level reflex. That stems from the fact that she isn't attracted to him like that. She didn't do it on purpose to hurt his feelings, which actually makes it worse. Like she wants there to be attraction because getting married to him was the logical thing to do. Okay, like you had your fun in college. Now it is time to, make the correct decisions. Because corporate life sucks, guys. It sucks the life out of you. And she was in the consultant firms. In those consultant firms, you are going to work all day long. I get it, So what is there to do? That means getting married to someone you are not physically attracted to.
Romantic.
Yeah.
But when you kiss Akaash, there's like. But when you kiss Akaash.
Okay, so it is a little bit overstimulating for you.
Yeah, it like regulates him, but it kind of overstimulates me.
It wasn't overstimulating when white guys were going down on you, right? But when your husband wanna get a kiss after giving you a present, now that's a problem. There is too much stimulation, right?
I think for a lot of people, myself included, like I saw that and I was like, why would she even joke around about that?
Yeah.
With Akaash there and like, what was the?
It started with like Akaash being like, oh, Nav's really hot. Like Akaash would show Nav's picture to his trainer or whatever because he's like really like, ripped or whatever.
I will say also, if she had a body count, I would have been like, hey. Cut that. But because she doesn't, and I know how like innocent she actually is.
Oh, you are a virgin? That's real?
I wasn't a virgin until I met him, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, like you have a very loose definition of what constitutes innocent. She does have a body count, bro. She does have it. And probably a lot more than she lets on to. About the virginity thing, come on, bro. sleeping with dudes, hooking up through Tinder, bringing them on the first date to fool around. Like, how can you consider that nobody count? Even if she was technically a virgin, like, this is an insane cop.
Cool with him just getting a hand massage.
Totally.
Are you
Yeah, I know.
Yes. I've said that it's less work for me.
Of course, she would be relieved. Guys feel like this is a flex, but your woman being okay with you exploring outside ain't a flex. They don't do it just because they submit to you, submit to your masculinity. They just don't care, bro. That's like a reward for them. They see it like, hey, it is even better, less work for me. They are like, dude, go do it. As long as you finance my lifestyle, even better for me.
Like when Akaash's birthday comes around.
Yeah.
I have to pretend that it's like so special, but
I
it's
don't
like
even ask for this.
the one day. Yeah, you do. The one day of the year that I have to like be totally selfless.
I sense that you're avoiding the question.
Yeah.
Oh, is it true that on August 18th, 2025,
Yeah.
I don't know, I made that date up. You said that when Akaash is sick, you hate taking care of him.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, do I like it? No. I would do it. But why would anyone like taking care of a sick person?
That's a good point.
Because if you really love your partner, him being sick shouldn't give you the ick. You shouldn't be hating that. If you're in love with someone, you don't hate nurturing him to health.
Like when Tinder first came out, there was no Bumble, there was no Hinge. I met this guy on Tinder, whatever. Like we were like just feeling like the vibes, and I stupidly was like, oh, you can sleep over, but like not really wanting to hook up that much, because again, for me, like I was just like, okay, maybe we can make out and just like whatever and cuddle.
I don't know about you guys, but I consider that pretty much the same as having a body count. In my book, that's a sexual partner. Making out with him, cuddling, but you are gonna say nobody count. Come on, bro. And I am sure, 100% sure, she didn't include this stuff when she told him that she had no body count.
No. We both stayed offline because we knew this wasn't going to be good to watch.
Yeah.
So we were both offline. That was the one good thing.
Isn't that
that's come out of
scarier
this.
though when you're just getting these texts like, hope you're
Almost.
okay?
So it's better to not see it, but then every time someone texts me, I'd be like, this caught your fucking algorithm? What's
Yeah.
going on? How big is this?
Guys, that's the episode, okay? There's nothing else important to talk about. The internet has been consumed with one story for the last few weeks.
Dude, we could give two shits about Akaash. We talk about Akaash as a cautionary tale. I don't want anyone in our community to be in Akaash's situation. Guys, no matter how desperate and lonely you are, don't fall for the first girl who gives you attention. A lot of yous have the same SMV as Akaash. A lot of yous are gonna end up as oofy doofies. That is simply facts, especially the casual viewers. If you are a commenter, regular commenter, more dedicated viewer, you are less likely to end up in that situation, but I believe this 1000%. A lot of casual viewers of mine are gonna learn what I talk about in these videos the hard way. They will have to learn the hard way, bro. Guys, don't be the guy saying I love you to the first girl you sleep with at age 32. Don't be a free agent in life.